Welcome to this episode of the CompTIA Tech Plus Prepcast by baremetalcyber.com. Let's begin. Having a clear study strategy for the CompTIA Tech Plus exam FC0-U71 is one of the most important steps you can take to improve your performance. A structured approach helps you learn more in less time by focusing your attention where it matters most. When you use smart study habits, you build retention and reduce the amount of rework you need to do later. The right tools make this process even more effective by turning passive review into active engagement. In this episode, we will look at practical ways to organize your preparation so every study session moves you closer to your goal. One of the first things to understand is that everyone learns differently. Some people absorb information best through listening, while others remember more from seeing or doing. Audio learners often benefit from repeated listening combined with active note-taking. Visual learners might create diagrams, charts, or flashcards to help them see how concepts connect. Kinesthetic learners tend to prefer hands-on activities, such as physically handling hardware or repeating a process in a lab environment. Recognizing your learning style can help you choose the most effective study methods from the start. The Prepcast you are listening to is designed to be your primary auditory learning tool, and it is aligned directly to the official exam objectives. Each episode can be replayed as many times as you need, either to reinforce what you already know or to focus on a specific topic that needs more attention. The structure follows the domains and sub-objectives of the exam so you can track your progress in a logical order. Listening during commutes, breaks, or quiet moments in your day allows you to reinforce knowledge without adding extra study hours to your schedule. Building a consistent study routine is one of the most powerful habits you can form. Studying for shorter periods every day is more effective than long cramming sessions once in a while. Morning and evening reviews can be especially powerful because they create natural points in the day to revisit what you have learned, taking advantage of spaced repetition. Choosing specific times for study and sticking to them will help you create a rhythm that feels natural and sustainable. Using a calendar or checklist to track completed topics keeps you organized and gives you a sense of accomplishment. Glossary terms appear throughout the exam across all domains, so fluency with them is essential. Flashcards are one of the best tools for this because they promote active recall, a skill you will need during the test. You can create your own physical flashcards, use a flashcard app like Anki, or find pre-made decks for the Tech Plus exam. The most effective flashcards include not just definitions but also examples, use cases, and comparisons. This ensures you understand the term in context rather than as an isolated fact. Taking notes from audio content deepens your engagement with the material. Transcribing what you hear in your own words forces you to process the information rather than just listen passively. Summarizing episodes into bullet points can help you quickly review the key ideas later. Notes also become valuable quick reference tools when you are doing practice tests or preparing for final review. Using consistent headers, such as domain numbers or objective labels, will make it easier to find information when you need it. Hands-on practice is another way to reinforce your learning. Applying what you have learned in a real or simulated environment helps turn theory into practical skill. This might mean configuring a web browser, identifying computer components, or exploring a cloud account. You can use demo versions of operating systems, create virtual machines, or experiment with basic hardware. You do not need a professional lab to benefit from hands-on work. Often, a personal laptop and some curiosity are enough to make the concepts come alive. The official exam objectives are your roadmap because every question you will see comes from them. Printing the objectives or bookmarking them on your device allows you to reference them often. As you work through episodes or other study activities, match what you are doing to the corresponding objective. You can mark each objective as mastered, in progress, or needing more review. This approach gives you a clear picture of your readiness and helps you decide where to focus next. Books and study guides can add another layer of explanation and detail to your preparation. Look for official resources or reputable third-party guides that are specifically aligned to the FC0-U71 version of the exam. These can offer alternative explanations, additional examples, and practice questions. Use books as a supplement to the prepcast rather than a replacement, and take notes directly in the margins or highlight terms you want to turn into flashcards later. Practice questions are an essential tool for exposing gaps in your understanding. They also build endurance for sitting through a timed, multi-topic exam. When you review practice questions, pay close attention to the explanations for both correct and incorrect answers. This is where much of the learning happens. Use shorter quizzes to test yourself on specific objectives, and take full-length tests to simulate exam conditions. Always avoid brain dump sites or unauthorized content, as these violate CompTIA's policies and can put your certification at risk. A study tracker is a simple but powerful way to organize your preparation. This can be a spreadsheet, a checklist, or an app. Include fields for episode numbers, objective identifiers, the date reviewed, and quiz scores. Seeing your progress in a visible format can be motivating and will also help you spot areas that need more attention. A tracker can be useful later if you pursue recertification or prepare for more advanced certifications. Staying focused over the course of your preparation means actively avoiding burnout. Burnout often happens when the schedule is too intense or the material feels repetitive. Planning rest days and occasionally changing your study environment can make a big difference. Breaking larger topics into smaller, achievable goals can help keep you motivated. Celebrating small wins, like mastering a domain or scoring higher on a quiz, creates positive momentum. Peer support and online communities can also help. Study groups, forums, and chat platforms give you the chance to ask questions, explain concepts to others, and get encouragement when your motivation dips. Communities such as Reddit, Discord, and the official CompTIA forums are active with Tech Plus learners. Engaging with others not only deepens your understanding, but also builds your professional network, which can lead to career opportunities later. For more cyber-related content and books, please check out cyberauthor.me. Also, there are other prepcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Balancing passive and active learning is key to building both knowledge and confidence for the CompTIA Tech Plus exam FC0-U71. Passive learning involves activities like listening to the prepcast or reading a study guide, where you are taking in information without actively testing yourself. Active learning means engaging directly with the material through practice questions, flashcards, or hands-on work. The best preparation blends these two approaches so that you both understand the concepts and can apply them under exam conditions. Switching between passive and active methods keeps your study sessions fresh and prevents your mind from becoming disengaged. Scheduling review sessions at regular intervals is essential for long-term retention. Instead of cramming just before the test, space out your review of previously studied material. This technique, known as spaced repetition, strengthens your ability to recall information when you need it most. Your study tracker can help you decide when to revisit certain topics or objectives, especially those you have not reviewed recently. Frequent review also helps reduce the stress of last-minute preparation, because you will be reinforcing knowledge continuously rather than trying to relearn it all at once. Mobile tools can make it easier to study in short bursts throughout the day. Flashcard apps, quiz platforms, and glossary review tools are ideal for filling small pockets of time, like when you are commuting or waiting for an appointment. Listening to the Prepcast episodes on a mobile device means you can continue reviewing even when you are away from your main study area. Some apps allow you to create custom decks tied to specific domains of the exam, and syncing across devices means you can pick up right where you left off, whether you are on your phone, tablet, or computer. Time management is especially important for candidates with busy schedules. If your available study time is limited, focus on the highest weighted domains and your weakest areas first. Breaking study sessions into short, focused intervals, such as 20 to 30 minutes, helps maintain concentration and efficiency. Look for natural downtime in your day, like lunch breaks or commuting time, and turn those into productive study moments. Using productivity timers such as the Pomodoro method can help you stay on track and avoid distractions. The Tech Plus glossary contains a significant number of acronyms and key terms that appear throughout the exam. Mastering this terminology is critical because it will help you understand more complex exam items. Grouping terms by domain during review can create connections between related concepts, making them easier to recall. As you become more familiar with the terms, update your flashcards to reflect your growing knowledge, removing those you have mastered and adding new ones from ongoing study. Repetition is necessary for learning, but it can also lead to burnout if done the same way every time. To keep your preparation engaging, vary the way you review material. Rotate between listening to episodes, working with flashcards, and taking quizzes. Even re-listening to an episode weeks later can reveal new insights as your knowledge base grows. Short, regular exposure to the content is more effective for retention than occasional long sessions, which can cause fatigue. Evaluating your readiness before scheduling the exam is an important step. A strong sign that you are ready is the ability to explain key concepts in your own words without relying on notes. Consistent high scores on quizzes and practice exams also indicate readiness. If one domain remains significantly weaker than the others, take time to strengthen it before committing to an exam date. True readiness is a balance between knowledge, pacing, and confidence. Establishing exam day rituals can help reduce stress and maintain focus. The day before the test, prepare everything you will need, including your identification, test confirmation, and any required technical setup if testing online. Plan your meals and rest schedule to ensure you have the energy and clarity needed for the exam. On the morning of the test, keep your routine calm and predictable, avoiding last-minute rushing or new study material that could cause unnecessary anxiety. The night before your exam, focus on reviewing high-yield materials such as acronyms, glossary terms, and any objectives you have marked as weaker. Avoid starting new topics, as this can overwhelm your focus. Passive review methods, such as flipping through flashcards or listening to an episode again, are effective for this final study session. A light review the night before helps reinforce confidence without creating additional stress. Combining your study tools into a single cohesive plan will give you the strongest preparation. Use the prepcast as your primary guide through the exam objectives, match flashcards and quizzes to each episode's content, and rely on the glossary deep dive episodes for terminology-heavy questions. Where possible, reinforce the material with hands-on practice, whether that means working with actual hardware, exploring software tools, or using virtual environments. The more ways you experience the content, the better you will retain it. It is also important to know what to avoid. Brain dump websites, leaked questions, and outdated materials can harm your preparation and violate CompTIA's exam policies. Not only can these resources contain incorrect or misleading information, but they can also undermine the value of your certification. Always choose resources that are either official or from trusted third-party providers aligned to the current FC0-U71 objectives. Trustworthy preparation ensures fairness and builds knowledge you can use beyond the test. Earning the Tech Plus certification is more than just passing an exam. It is a personal investment in your skills and career. It demonstrates that you can commit to structured, independent learning and master a wide range of technical fundamentals. This credential can open doors to entry-level roles, internships, or serve as the first step toward more advanced certifications. Every hour you spend preparing contributes to a stronger foundation for your professional future. In the next episode, we will look at how each exam domain connects to the scoring process and how you can align your preparation with the weighted distribution of topics. By understanding how the exam awards points, you will be able to target your efforts more effectively. Episode 5 will focus on domain mapping and building a study plan that maximizes your performance. Thanks for listening. please visit baremetalcyber.com for more cybersecurity information and education, including a new children's series. For more information on books and more, follow us at cyberauthor.me.